welcome back to my channel. It is Amanda. Thanks for coming back. We are here to continue in our series of body idealism. This is part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, I highly recommend that you go see it. I'll have it linked somewhere in here or down below. But definitely go see part 1 before you see part 2. Part 1 is where I explain what body idealism is. I shared my weight loss story as well as what kind of got me into dealing or suffering with body idealism and things of that nature. So if you want to hear all that background and also just to why I even started doing this video or this series, definitely check out part 1 before listening to this. I just want to say how I don't even know what the word is, just so humbled or honored or appreciative I am of just everyone who's reached out to me and said how much that the first video actually impacted them or how it just made them think or how it really helped or how they related to it. That means so much to me. I make these videos out the hopes that someone actually can receive it and it helps and it encourages them. It just lets them know that they're not alone, that there's other people going through the same thing. So that just really touched my heart, and it just I don't know, it did something to me all up in here. I was just really appreciative that I could use my voice to be able to do that. I'm just man. Thank you to everyone who reached out. Thank you to all the new subscribers out there, and just people who message me and or thank me in person. I really appreciate you just taking the time to even say that. That means a lot. Body idealism is someone who is pursuing the ideal body or someone who's pursuing a perfect body. With social media and just media in general, we see all types of figures and bodies and we hear all types of different messages of what we're supposed to look like, what certain parts of us are really supposed to look like. And that's really where I fell into trouble. I was focusing so much on certain features of my body and wanting them to look a certain way. It was no longer me being concerned about my health and if I was healthy and if I was strong and if my body was just functioning the way it should be. I was more concerned about, do my breasts look big enough, plump enough, full enough? Does my butt look round enough? Those were my concerns. It was no longer the health of my body. For me, a lot of the healing had to start first mentally and emotionally. And also spiritually. I made notes because I don't want to be talking forever. I'm gonna try to slow down because I feel like I talk really fast and then my words all come together. I don't know. So what I have here, I wrote down 5 just kind of key things to keep in mind. These 5 things that are things I wrote in my journal. These were things I learned in my quiet time, things I felt God put on my heart. And I want to share them with you because I believe that these can be just great little nuggets to keep in your mind to help you and remind you to not be discouraged and to keep going and that you are beautiful and all these types of things as you are working on overcoming body idealism. Now, I'm a believer, but all the stuff that I have here can apply to anyone. But I am still going to speak about my faith because that is very important to me and that is a huge part of my life and who I am. So, and also my story as far as how I overcame body idealism, a huge part of that is because of God. So it would not be genuine to me if I didn't talk about him in this video and talk about where I definitely saw his hand in this, So I definitely can't shy away from that, but I do want to stress and say that this information can apply to anyone. So don't leave yet. Hang on. There's some good stuff here that I want you guys to get out of this. One of the things that I had to remember and keep in mind when I was going through this process, and what I still had to keep in mind even today, is that the world's standard of beauty is not God's standard of beauty. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. God didn't create beauty standards. There is nowhere in the Bible where God says, as a woman, you should physically look like this, that, the other thing. Your breast should be like this, your butt should be like this, your thighs, waist, ankles, nostrils, toenails, fingernails. There's nothing in the Word of God where He is so detailed. And the Bible is very detailed, mind you. That is so detailed about how the physical shape of a woman should look like. There was nothing that He did on accident. There was nothing that He did haphazardly. Everything of which how He made you was purposeful, and He likes it. And I'll admit, there have been times where that kind of felt like your parents just telling you, no, sweetie, you're beautiful. We love you just the way you are. And it's like, yeah, mom and dad, that's great, but I want John to think I'm beautiful, And so I think sometimes we do that also with God, where it's like, God, I know you say I'm beautiful, but I want, Jordan to think that I'm like fine, I know you think I'm great. You made me. Yeah, mom, dad, like you made me, but that doesn't get me a date for Friday, I think it's important to just kind of keep these things in mind, that God made you purposefully and that He didn't make you an accident, and that there's no standard of beauty with Him that He created. And to me, that helps me just to kind of remind myself that at the end of the day, when I get frustrated, it's like, you know what? God didn't create a standard that I'm supposed to fill. I am fine the way I am. And my job is just to take care of what He gave me, not try to make it look like somebody else's. And that leads into our second point. Our job is to take care of our body, not to conform it to look like someone else. When it comes to our bodies and being our best self, we need to focus not on trying to conform our body to look like something we see on social media, on the movies, whatever it may be. Our job is to take care of our bodies. And whatever our body looks like, by how we take care of it, that is what we're supposed to be appreciating, and that's what we're supposed to be enjoying and taking care of. If we're so focused on trying to make our assets look a certain way based off what we see on Instagram, we're going to be so focused and upset when our bodies don't look like that, or when they don't look like that fast enough. Rather, if you just take the time to, you know what? I'm going to focus on doing the things that are going to give me quality of life, which is eating responsibly, working out, and living joyfully. Because also, if you have a lot of stress in your life, that also wears down your body, letting you know. To me, eating responsibly is just not overindulging in foods that aren't beneficial for you at this moment. So, for example, one of the things I had to get over was the fear of sugar, just period. One of the things I started thinking to myself, we call certain food unhealthy, right? So brownies are unhealthy, we would probably say. Like, it's not the most healthiest thing. I had this thought the other day, and I was thinking, if someone were to tell me that drugs are unhealthy, I wouldn't be like, okay, well, on the weekends, then I'll have some drugs. I would be like, if drugs are unhealthy, I don't want them at all. In my diet, in my life, I don't want them at all. But we call certain foods unhealthy, and we're like, okay, well, I'll just have it on the weekend. What I'm trying to get at is, I think we need to stop calling certain foods unhealthy, and instead think of it more as, is this beneficial for me right now? It's the morning, I'm about to go to the gym. Is it beneficial for me to have a brownie right now? Or do I need some whole grains and some protein? Because anything unhealthy, really, we shouldn't be having at all. Not just sometimes, we really shouldn't be having it at all. So for me, I look at food as far as eating responsibly as is what I'm about to eat going to be beneficial for what I need it for? Is this going to give me the right amount of energy? And the reason I like to take unhealthy out of the word, out of food, is because it makes food less scary. I want to have a brownie, and I'm going to let you know I like sweets. So I'm going to have them in my life. I just want to be responsible as far as when I have them and how much of them I have. If we just focus on doing the right things, eating responsibly, and doing some sort of physical activity, then we don't have to worry about, is our body changing? It'll change. It'll do what it's supposed to do if you're doing what you're supposed to do. The less you try to focus on making it trying to look like something and just doing the best thing for your body is going to change. And then whatever your body looks like is what you should appreciate, is what you should love. Speaking of appreciating, the third point is learn to appreciate and celebrate your body and unique beauty. Truth is, beauty standards don't create unique people. These beauty standards are actually things that are created culturally. From this culture to another culture, we have completely different beauty standards. America to somewhere else, their beauty standards are different. And then from that place to somewhere else, their beauty standards are also different. So these are things that we have as a culture that we created, but it's not like the one standard for the whole world that everyone agrees that yes, if you don't look like this, you're not beautiful. It's all within a box. This is what we're looking at. This is good. This right here, this is all good. And that's not to criticize anyone who happens to fit certain things within this box. There are certain things that I have that someone would probably say, well, you fit that beauty standard. And there's probably something you have that someone would say, well, you fit that beauty standard. It's not to criticize if you have certain things that are within the realm of what we currently deem as beautiful or attractive. But I'm just saying, your whole body may not fit within this box. You may have a very round butt, but you may have a very flat chest, you know? Or maybe you have beautiful legs, but you know, your stomach isn't as flat as you would like it to be. So beauty standards give us a limited, give us some like qualifiers as far as like, this is what the standard beauty is, or this is what is beautiful. And these are the things that we then believe we have to conform to. And I think that's why we feel the pressure to have to conform, because we're seeing so many other women conforming to the same look, looking the same way, posting the same pictures on Instagram. And so I think that's where also the pressure comes in, because it seems like everyone's starting to look like this. Everyone's trying to achieve this look. One of the things that really started to help me to overcome body idealism was learning to celebrate my body and discover what I like on my body. What kind of outfits do I like? What do I feel the greatest in when I wear it? Or what type of clothes give me just an amazing sense of confidence and make me just feel stellar? Do we say that anymore? What really is something that when you put it on just says to the world, I love myself? And that's not conceited. It is good, it is healthy to have a good outlook on yourself and to look like you care. Dress in a way that shows that you embrace who you are and that you wear that with joy. I am pear-shaped. I just like to say I'm a pear sometimes, which means I'm just smaller up top and I'm larger on the bottom. I got big butt and big thighs, okay? So for example, because of my shape, I love wrap dresses. I love how they look on me. I love dresses that are a little bit more structured and fitted because I like to show off my shape. I like to wear a lot of color. I don't know, that's my personality, but plus I like to make my shins pop. That sounds awful. To make my skin pop. I love crop tops and high-waisted jeans. So does my boyfriend. I love all that stuff, you know? It's finding the things I'm like, when I wear this, I feel amazing. I feel like top 10. Also, the more you start to appreciate and love your body and love it for what it is, you actually have more fun shopping again. Because I used to go shopping and it just felt like every time I went, it was like, I want to wear that one day, or when I get in better shape, I'll wear that, or whatever. Instead, now it's like, I know what I like. Wear the wrap dresses, wear the crop tops, wear the high-waisted jeans. Shopping becomes more fun because it's not about one day. It's like, no, right now. Not one day, right now. Right now, I want to feel amazing. Right now, I want to look good. The more I learn to celebrate and appreciate and love my body, the less was I concerned about what it didn't look like, because I was having so much fun dressing my body. I was having so much fun celebrating my body. I was having so much fun being creative with my clothes that was more fun, because I wasn't worried about trying to get my body fit a certain way. It's just like, I can have fun shopping with clothes and just put things on and embrace having features that maybe don't look like everybody else, but to be honest, that is perfectly fine. When I started celebrating my body, I got new clothes. So I was like, I want new stuff to celebrate what I actually am, who I actually am, what I actually look like. I got some new stuff, and I love them all. My closet, I feel like I'm building up my dream closet, and it makes me very happy. Speaking of clothes, you like my shirt? Starts today. Stranger Things, I'm so excited. Anyways, my fourth point is you are more than your parts. At the end of the day, one of the things I had to keep in mind was not obsessing about the certain parts on my body. Focusing on my different assets and what those look like and what level of attractiveness they were, that's one of the things that caused me to be really stressed, because I was so focused on making those more attractive, making those more appealing, making those more desirable for people to comment and say like, wow, you look great. Instead of just feeling great with what I already had, I feel like it had to look like what everyone was lusting over on Instagram. These are trends, guys. Like, these are things that are gonna come and go, you know? And that's why it's so important to appreciate your body, because let's say you have all the marks that make you beautiful as far as like what we see on Instagram or what people deem to be beautiful. And again, if this is who you are, this is not an attack against you, but I would implore you to really love your body because you love it, and really appreciate it because it's uniquely made and God made you that way and He loves you, and what He gave you is what made Him happy when He made you, and not because He thought that some guy in your DMs was gonna like start lusting after you and liking you. That was not why He created you and made you special and gave you value, and why He thought you were valuable because Dennis down the street was like, dang girl, you hot, let me slide in there. That was not what made you beautiful. Anyways, bringing it back, if you fit into those beauty standards that we currently have, or you have certain parts or whatever, or you just are a beautiful girl, hold on to that in the sense of I am beautiful because of who I am. As things change, as they always do, if it's not trending anymore to have a big booty, it's not trending anymore to be completely hourglass shaped or even pear shaped or what have you, I don't want you to lose yourself because now you're not trending on Instagram anymore as being beautiful. All I'm saying is things can change, guys. What wasn't cool can be cool again, and what is cool now could be old news tomorrow. So what's important is understanding that you are unique and beautiful in and of yourself because of who you are, because of what you bring to the table. Yes, you have physical attributes that are beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with that. In 20 years, even if next year, forget 20 years, even if next year everything changes as far as our standard of beauty, you are still beautiful. I would meet women or see women of all different shapes and sizes, backgrounds, skin tones, hair type. My thought wasn't going through that list of like, did they meet these beauty standards? My first thought was like, man, they are so beautiful. There's just something about them that is radiating and is radiant. I don't know which one to use. They just captivate you, you know? And so that's what you can have now. You don't need to try to be something. You can just be captivating in who you are because of your presence and how you hold yourself. And that way, no matter what trends come and go, your beauty remains and it will not budge. It will not go anywhere. But if your security and confidence is wrapped up in the fact that your particular look is what everyone's talking about right now, how are you going to feel when that is no longer the case? You are more than your parts. Your butt, your breast looking a certain way is not the thing that's going to sustain you. It's not the thing that's going to propel you or bring you further in life. There are women who are gorgeous and have no butt, have a big butt, have no breasts, have little breasts. Be thriving and beautiful in other ways, so that your outside is a reflection of what's on the inside. If you're a loyal, good friend, that's amazing. And we need more of you. We need more of you. If you are humorous, you are just funny and you like crossword puzzles, I want to meet you. You know, it's like that's something that we need to be celebrated and enjoy and work on those things, because those things, again, are the things that are going to just kind of spill out of us and really shine through, and we're going to be beautiful long term, not just temporarily for a season of which it's popping, you know? And that actually leads me, I've been doing really good on these transitions. And that actually leads me to point 5, which is you will be more beautiful with a transformed mind than anyone will be with a transformed body. And that's why I really want to stress these points. If you keep these things in mind and you focus more on transforming your mind, transforming how you see and think about yourself, you are going to appreciate who you are, and you are going to begin loving who you are. And the things outside are not going to be as great of a hindrance as they once were. Our bodies are going to change. They are going to continue to change through life. From being young to being old, there's going to be many changes in between with our bodies. But your beauty can continue to soar if your heart and your mind is in the right place. And as you continue to grow and pursuing the things that make you alive and fulfill you, those things are going to carry along with you. So no matter how your body changes, you will always be radiant. You will always be beautiful. That will never go anywhere. Anywhere. Spend so much time trying to really build this outer shell and make this beautiful, but we don't really spend enough time really working on the inner parts of us to making those things beautiful. Like our talents, our passions, how to properly handle our emotions, how to build up our character, how to be more resilient in situations, how to be more peaceful, how to be more daring, how to be more loving, how to be more giving. All these things, along with taking care of our bodies, is what makes someone truly beautiful. One of the things that helped me to get that mindset was to pray. God, I need help to see myself the way you see me. I need help to have a different perspective on the way I look. I need help to feel beautiful, because to be honest, I don't feel beautiful and I don't like what I have. And I know you gave it to me, God, but I'm not liking it and I need help. Doing that, spending time with God, is the reason I have all these points I was able to give to you, because these were the things He just poured into my heart as I spent time with Him. And I'm giving them to you so that you can begin to think and meditate on these things. And so you can begin to dwell on these things, and you can begin to remember these things, or maybe you wrote them down or whatever, just to keep them in front of you and with you, so that when you begin to feel this way, you can remember these things and start to transform your mind. We're all going to get old. We're all going to wrinkle. We're all going to sag at some point. I mean, I'm not till I'm 99 years old, but that's beside the point. If this inside isn't beautiful and you're an ugly person on the inside, honestly, it taints the outside. You don't actually look as appealing as you used to. Yeah, on paper and a photograph you look great, but you don't have friends. You don't have anyone to really spend close time with because you're an ugly person on the inside. And I didn't intend to be this bold, this honest, but what's the point then? Woo! Alright, I feel like this video is already long and I'm tempted to just cut. Hi guys. So the video got cut. I'm sorry. But fortunately you got every one of my 5 points that I wanted to share. So you didn't really miss anything. There were some things, snap. There were some things that you did miss at the end that were like kind of extra things that I wanted to share. But I guess the camera was like, Amanda, we're done. Like, you didn't say cut, but I'm going to cut for you. So I need to get a second battery. But anyways, I just want to love you and leave you. I hope that this video was encouraging and helped you. Remember that you are enough. You're more than your parts. And I hope that these things help you as you continue to think on them during times where you just feel like that this thing is bigger than you. Know that it's not. That was how I felt. I felt like this thing was bigger than me and that could not be beat. But I think over time and with diligence and just thinking on the things that are beneficial for you and that are going to serve you well, that you can overcome this, and that this is something that, again, with time, this is something you can tackle. And, with the things that got left off, it just provides me with more opportunity or another opportunity to make another video on this subject, which I don't mind because I'm very passionate about the topic of body idealism. And there's a lot that can be shared within this realm. So I love you guys. I hope you guys have a great week. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves, okay? And I will see you in the next video.